So let's begin. Before proceeding further, the steps that we follow while solving reading comprehension. So these steps are, first of all, okay. I'm telling you SSK, right? SSK. Do you remember what does it mean by SSK? At last, it was E, but what is there in between? Can anybody tell me? Okay, I'm telling you, it's T. So SSKTE, what does it mean by? These are the 5 steps that you have to follow when you are solving RCs. Okay. Can you please tell me what does it mean by? This S means skim the passage. That means just have a bird's eye view and find out what exactly is discussed in the passage. S means figure out the subject. That means what the passage is all about. K for keywords, T for tone of the passage, and E for elimination method, right? So these are the only 5 steps that you have to follow, and this is what we have been working upon. Okay, so let's start. One more thing, I'm telling you what you should have focus upon. Till now, we were focusing from passage to questions. Although this can work for a few students or many students, but not necessary that this is the only method. You can also try question to passage approach. That means do not directly jump on the passage. Start with reading the questions, figure it out. So, see, let's say if there are 4 questions. So these 4 questions will give you insights that what are those areas where you have to be very attentive, so that you can leave all the other information which is not asked in the examination, and you only see the perspectives should only be to answer the question in the examination. Correct? So we will be having that mindset. Let's start. Let's begin with the question part. So here, question number 1 is, please read and write down this entire question in 1 or 2 or 3 words, so that you have this thing in mind that what has been talked about. Everybody, please go on. This says, the passage suggests that in order for a manufacturer in a capital intensive industry to have a decisive advantage over competitors making similar products. So what are we talking about? Manufacturer, capital intensive industry, and some type of advantage over the competitor. So we have got the idea what the passage is talking about. The passage says that which of the following is true of a manufacturer's fixed and sunk costs. So here we are talking about operating costs, right? Question number 3, in the context of the passage as a whole, the second paragraph serves primarily to. So you have to be very careful when you read the second paragraph, because you have to tell that, let's say this is the entire paragraph where we have 1, 2, and 3 passages, 3 paragraphs. So you have to tell that what is the role being played by the second paragraph, right? Be very attentive. Then it says, question number 4, the passage least support the inference that a manufacturer's throughout could be adversely affected by. So it is an inference-based question. What is an inference? We have already discussed, and still we will discuss. Then we have one more question. The primary purpose of the passage is to. Okay. I think we have only 5 questions. So can you please tell me in chat box what this passage is going to be based upon? Everyone? Please answer. With the help of the questions, everything is clear now, right? So please answer now. And then I'll be showing you the passage. Read it carefully and make notes accordingly. It starts from here. Says, manufacturers have to do more than build large manufacturing plants to realize. So, what it is focusing upon, manufacturers have to do more than building large manufacturing plants. That means building large manufacturing plants is not enough. For what? To realize economies of scale. That means what are the components that make an industry great. It is true that the capacity of a manufacturing operation rises. What is true? That when the operation costs rises, cost per unit output, the output gets declined. So when the operational cost rise, correct, what happens then? Costs per unit of output, that declines, right? As plant size approaches minimum efficient scale, where the cost per unit of output reaches a minimum determined roughly by the stake of existing technology and size of the potential market. Can you please tell me till here what has been discussed, what is given in the passage? Your answers are very much required. That's why you have to uh, give your opinion, what the passage is about, what the question is asking, and do not worry if it is not correct. It's absolutely fine. Even if it is wrong, it's absolutely fine. The only purpose is here to go with the flow and to be the part of the practice. Further, it says, however, minimum efficient scale cannot be fully realized unless further part is very important, a steady throughout steady throughput is meant by the flow of materials through a plant is attained. Okay, the throughput needed to maintain the optimal scale of production requires careful coordination not only of the flow of goods through the production process but also of the flow of input from suppliers and the flow of output to wholesalers and final consumers. So this part is very crucial for you. Further, it says if throughput falls below a critical point, unit cost rise sharply and profit disappears. This line is also giving you some very crucial data. A manufacturer's fixed cost and sunk cost, that is original capital investment in the physical plant, do not decrease when production declines due to inadequate supplies of raw materials, problems on the factory floor, or inefficient sales network. Consequently, potential economies of scale are based on the physical and engineering characteristics of the production facilities, that is, on tangible capital, but realized economies of scale are operational and organizational and depend on knowledge, skills, experience, and teamwork. So these are the components where it depends. That is, and that is on organized human capabilities or intangible capital. So here the passage doesn't end because it is in 3 pages. But first of all, tell me guys if you are clear till now. This is page 1, this is page 2, and this is page 3. Before moving on the page 3, please tell me if everything till now is clear to you. Although I have not explained yet, but I believe the text is not that difficult as you understand, as you feel. Okay, shall we proceed further? Please type in comment box. Please type in comment box. Shall we proceed further? Great. See here, the importance of investing in tangible capital becomes obvious. The importance of investing in tangible assets becomes obvious when one looks at what happens in new capital intensive manufacturing industries. Such industries are quickly dominated not by the first firms to acquire technologically sophisticated plants of theoretically optimal sizes, but rather by the first to exploit the full potential of such plants. Once some firms achieve this, a market becomes extremely hard to enter. Challengers must construct comparable plants and do so after the first movers have already worked out problems with the suppliers or with new production processes. Challengers must create distribution networks and marketing systems in markets where the first movers have all the contacts and know how. That means they have all the insights. that how it should be optimized. And challenges must recruit management teams to compete with those that have already mastered these functionals and strategic activities. If you focus, these three lines will give you insights about the overall passage. So, can you please tell me what the passage is talking about? Let us focus what should be the skimmed version of the passage. So, I'm waiting here. Everybody, please type in chat box what the passage is about. If you need more time, you can ask, and we can have a proper discussion over the same. So, what should be the skimmed version? Do not worry whether your answer is incorrect or correct. If it is correct, it's well and good. Not correct, absolutely fine. The main purpose is here to make you, to push you to do the same, because ultimately in exams this is the only required thing. So I'm waiting for your answers. The skimmed version, you can summarize in a shorter way what the passage is talking about. Please answer. I will also explain the same in the easier language. Shall I explain? See, if you understand this passage in a simpler term, I would say that this passage explains that making big factories doesn't automatically save money for manufacturers. So, correct? And what happens further? Bigger factories can reduce cost, but for the same, they need to keep materials moving smoothly. And if things get slow down, cost can go up, right? Correct. Great. Prince, Akash, Varun, very good. So here is the skimmed version. Don't worry, I have already done this. You just match whether it is uh, parallel to what you have written. See, it discusses the importance of achieving economies of scale in manufacturing, correct? It highlights the need for steady throughput and coordination of material flow for cost reduction. This is the main purpose. It emphasizes the difference between potential economies based on physical plant characteristics and realized economies dependent on organizational capabilities. Right? These are the words given here. If you focus, these words. Uh, this line depend on knowledge, skills, experience, and teamwork. Right? So here in the skimmed version, all those details are summarized in two words, that organizational capabilities. Correct? This is talking about the skills which are needed in an organization. So first movers in capital intensive industry gain significant advantages, making it challenging for competitors to enter the market. This is what all about. Keywords, I believe everybody can write the keywords. Please go on. Please write the keywords, guys. So keywords will be economies of scale, manufacturing, throughput, material flow, cost, fixed costs, sunk costs, intangible capital, first movers, capital intensive industries, and that's all. Right? These are those words. If you omit, there will not be the same meaning as it has now. Correct? Let us proceed on the question number 1. Read, take your time, and answer. Don't worry whether your answer is correct or incorrect. Also, we will be having a discussion of vocabulary later. Shall we discuss? Please answer in comment box. Okay. B. Akash is going with B. But actually, we have to follow the process. The process is you cannot jump on the right answer. We have to reach to the right answer. We have to eliminate at least two or three options first. So, what are those three options or two options that can be eliminated without any problem? Option number one says manufacturer must be the first in the industry to build production facilities of theoretically optimal size. Can we eliminate this option? According to me, it is not that relevant because it says the manufacturer must be the first in the industry to build production facilities of theoretically optimal size. So here, the main concern is not about being the first in any particular area, right? Please answer me. Keep answering if you are able to understand what I'm trying to explain. If you're getting what I'm explaining here. If you have any query at any point of time, you can ask. So I believe the first option should be ruled out, right? Because the passage says for new capital intensive firms to dominate the market, it is not enough for them to have optimally sized plants. So it's out of the context. Okay. So this is ruled out. Second option, it says make every effort to keep fixed and sunk costs as low as possible. Again, I believe this is not the main concern here. Main concern as in uh, if fixed and sunk costs are kept low, that would obviously help in the overall reduction of the cost. But the passage does not suggest that this is decisive in making the firm to have an advantage over the competitors. And here the question is talking about advantage over competitors. And that is why second option should be ruled out. Third says be one of the first to operate its manufacturing plants. One of the firsts, right? Not the first, one of the firsts. So I believe we can consider C option because if you notice, this was being extreme option, and extreme options should not be considered because 90% chances are there that those options will be wrong because it's a trap. So there is a difference in being one of the first and be the first to operate its manufacturing plants at minimum efficient scale. Yes, we the passage has discussed this part, this particular term, minimum efficient scale, and that is why we are considering it. Fourth option says produce goods of higher quality than those produced by direct competitors. Can we consider this option? Yes, but this option is not that strong. So let's see. Stockpile raw materials at production sites in order to ensure a steady flow of such material. No, we can rule it out. So out of C and D, which is the best choice you find? Please answer me. And this question was an inference based question. Out of the two, what is the best choice you found here? Please answer, everyone. Great. Prince, C. Varun, C. Akash, your answer is still the same or changed? C. Great. Very good. So here, the best answer choice we can have is option C. Okay, great. Next question. The passage suggests that which of the following is true? Which of the following is true about what? About the manufacturer's fixed and sunk costs. It's a good question, and I believe it should not be you should not get trapped in this because options are very amazing. Please answer. What are the two options that we can rule out without any problem? A, the extent to which they are determined by the market conditions for goods being manufactured is frequently underestimated. I don't think so. This is the concern. Please answer me. See, this question is basically again inference based question, and it is asking you what the passage implies. What doesn't it say explicitly? And if we go through the passage, it simply states that when production declines due to certain factors, so the costs remain at the same level, but in certain conditions, right? And the cost per unit produced rises sharply. Very good. Prince is saying A and E ruled out. Okay, let's consider. I find A is not the concerned option. We can rule it out. Second is, if they were kept as low as possible, the manufacturer is likely to realize significant profits. But if he is realizing something, likely to realize, I don't think so. It will make any impact with the question which is concerned with fixed costs. Right? So second is ruled out. C says there are primary factors that determine whether a manufacturer will realize economies of scale. Okay, we can consider this. Then it says they should be on a par with the fixed and sunk cost of the manufacturer's competitors. They should be on a par. So it's a type of suggestion. Yeah, we can consider it. And E, they are not affected by fluctuations in a manufacturing plant's throughput. So it is a very good choice that we are considering here. E is a very good choice. And if we consider the three options, I find fourth option can be ruled out. So out of C and E, what is the best choice that you can make here? Please answer me. Because C is emphasizing that the crucial factor in achieving economies of scale is efficient operations of the facilities, not the size of the firm, correct? Yes. So here, if we compare the two options, I find E is actually making more sense than the C. Everyone, please answer me. Are you able to, get the crux how it should be approached? Initially, it may seem difficult, but as you practice, I've already told you approx 20-25 passages, you will, your subconscious mind will get the insights what skills are needed here. Question number 3, please answer what it should be. In the context of the passage as a whole, the second paragraph serves primarily. So you have to tell what the second paragraph is serving. So let me tell you, second paragraph means this is line 1, 5, 10, then 15 is here, 20 and 25. So second paragraph starts from here. That was the first paragraph and this is the second. So you have to figure out what is the role being played by this particular paragraph. Okay. Can you answer? Let us see the questions first, options first. In the context of the passage, that means on one side there is entire passage, right? So you have to figure out what is the role being played of the second para in context of the entire passage. Okay. It provides an example to support the argument presented in the first paragraph. You find it? Let's have a look on the passage paragraph. See, what does it say? The importance of investing in tangible capital becomes obvious when one looks at what happens in new capital-intensive manufacturing industries. Such industries are quickly dominated not by the first firms to acquire technology sophisticated plants of theoretically optimal size, but rather by the first to exploit the full potential of such plants. Once some firms achieve this, a market becomes extremely hard to enter. Challengers must construct comparable plants to do so after the first movers have already. Okay, great. What do you say? What options we can rule out? Evaluate Can we consider the second option? Yes. It provides an example to support the argument presented. Yes, this also is a very good option. Now, what can be ruled out? Please answer. Introduce evidence that undermines the argument presented in the first paragraph. So it is not being negative. Undermines being underestimating or weakening. So no, it is not, because the latter paragraph is actually extension in a positive way to the former one. It anticipates possible objections to the argument presented in the first paragraph. Possible objections, no, it is not being negative in any possible way. Demonstrate the potential dangers of a commonly, no, not at all. So A or B, what's your choice? Please answer. See, you have to be with me. You have to go with the flow, and then only you will be able to get the crux of this entire session. Everyone, please answer me. A or B, what's your choice? Is it evaluating some strategies discussed in the first paragraph? But I don't believe any strategy is discussed. And that is why I would go with the first option, because it is providing an example to provide the to support the argument which is given in the first paragraph. So yes, right answer is A. Next question, which the passage least supports the inference that a manufacturer's throughput could be adversely affected by. So throughput means the parts components. A mistake in judgment regarding the selection of a wholesaler? I don't think so. This should be the concern. Can we roll it out? Please answer. Because wholesaler is not the matter of concern. A breakdown in the factory's machinery. So if the factory's parts gets, if the functioning gets stopped, it gets hampered. So can it affect adversely? Yes, we can consider this option. A labor dispute on the factory floor, but this was not mentioned in the passage. Passage is not talking about labor dispute. Correct? So we can rule it out. If you find any option which is out of the passage, out of the box, rule it out immediately. An increase in the cost per unit of output? Yes, we can consider, because the passage has discussed it. A drop in the efficiency of the sales network. Sales network, has it been discussed or has it been mentioned anywhere? No. So out of B or D, what is your answer? Please comment. Again, no, do not worry about the right or wrong, just attempt it. Yes, everybody's answer is absolutely correct. The reason is, if you compare the B option and the fourth option, breakdown in the factory's machinery. So this also has not been mentioned. If you compare the two, the D part is there. So inference can only be from something or in between, which is mentioned in the passage, not what is out of the box. D is right. The primary purpose. So here is a tip. I had asked you initially to leave 3 pages to write down all the notes or tricks or tips. So in primary purpose questions, in these type of questions, any question which is based on any opinion will be ruled out. Any suggestion will be ruled out, cannot be the right answer. Let's see, point out the importance of intangible capital for realizing economies of scale in manufacturing. Can we consider this option? It is a good choice. Yes or no? Because the question is asking that as a whole, what the passage is trying to convey. So we can consider the first option. It is to show that manufacturers frequently gain a competitive advantage from investment in large manufacturing facilities. So yes, it is talking about competitive advantage, but not from investment, from the things which they already have, and that is why it is ruled out. to argue that large manufacturing facilities often fail because of, so it is not arguing. What do you say? Is there any type of argument in the passage? The tone of the passage is negative, critical. What do you say? I don't find it. It suggests that most new industries are likely to be dominated by firms that build large manufacturing plants, so we can consider this option. It explains why large manufacturing plants usually do not help. No, not this. So A or D, what's your choice? Please answer. Which option you would go with? A or D? Yes, Varun, very good. Because D is being very, in an extreme way. So A is definitely a very good choice here. Great. Out of 5, what's your score? Please tell me. And then further we will proceed. What's your score, everyone, please? Amazing, Varun. Amazing. You just killed it. Nice, Kashish. Amazing. 4 out of 5. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Great. Good score. It's Ayush. It's a good score. Akash, it's a very good score. Don't worry. Okay.